everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd take another look at the workshop and see what was out there, and a lot of very cool creations. Got an extra one today too, so there's actually 7 to look at. So the very first 2 here are for vanilla, and the rest of them I'll have to jump into a different play environment, are going to be Reforged Eden. So the very first one here today is the S-3A Cornex by TiberiumLiquid, and this is a vanilla SV fighter, it looks like. Very cool looking shape on this one. I was kind of admiring the aesthetics of it here, and it looks like it's pretty potent with weaponry and thrusters and all that other fun stuff too. But yeah, let's check this thing out. Really kind of looking at this main structure that's going across the top here, connecting up to the twin tail sections here with embedded thrusters in there, and some wings and some little intakes over there. Oh, that's really cool. Nice looking design there. I like the cutout circles in here too. Kind of looks like more of a lightweight like I-beam kind of framework going on there. That is cool. Now look at all these launchers over here. What are these, all plasma? I like how they're hanging down from the wing on kind of their own pieces there. Looks like we got 8 of those running across the front of the creation as well. Some spotlights built in over on the wingtips over there, and this is pretty unique. I'm looking at the cockpit area here, and it looks like this would be your where you actually sit, but that's not the case. It's kind of double layered, increased protection. So it looks like we have, I believe, an armored cockpit underneath here, and then this glass canopy, which looks like the cockpit from the outside for the most part. Right over that. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what the visuals look like on that. Hold on, let me. Oh, look at that. You can see really well, actually. I was always scared. I've seen some past creations that had doubled up glass in the front of them, and it would really cause a lot of problems with seeing where you're going, and it would kind of tint things a little bit and just cause a lot of problems trying to do that. But the author found a way here to do it nicely where it does not disrupt your visuals, and it keeps you safer inside the SV here. That is really cool. So I guess the only side effect is you can't jump up and like enter the cockpit from outside over here. But it looks like we have an interior in which you do that, so not a thing at all. Let's take a look at some of the other parts of the ship here. Bottom side of the wings. We got some big old strafing thrusters in here behind some grates there. Because this is so combat oriented looking, I want to inspect its hull materials here too. So it looks like we're running hardened steel, and not sure if these this might be regular glass here. I'm not sure if it's do they even have armored? Yeah, they have armored glass for SVs. So it fluctuates. It looks like it's mixed material. So we've got hardened steel around the front area, which is likely to take the most hits, usually. And then we've got steel in other places. And there's probably some other mixes of materials throughout the hull too. It's a little hard to identify where they all are. Could be some more on the back or whatnot too. But that is definitely very cool. Yeah, see, we got some more hardened steel back over here. It's another vulnerable area. Sorry about my words. Jeez, need coffee now. No, I got coffee. I just haven't finished it. Oh no. What I was trying to get at here is hardened steel back over here too. This is another thing with SVs. There's these. If you're going against a POI or something, a lot of times they'll fire missiles and stuff at you, and they'll track you for a while. And it is kind of nice to actually reinforce the rear end of the ship as well. Even though all your firepower is going to be coming from the front side, which would likely be aimed at your target that way. Having that you might get, if you're like leaving the scene to recharge your shield or something, you might get popped in the back and you won't even know it. Really hard to see if anything's even coming at you. And that is helpful to try to reinforce the rear part of the creation to where the likely position of a missile chasing you would hit you at. So the author thought this out really well. Anyway, here I'm going to adjust the lighting here a minute. I'm going to get inside, and we'll try to say words wrong again. I don't know how much I should adjust the lighting. Let's try this for now. That's a little bright. It's already looking cool in here though. But okay, let's go here. Oh, I like this setup here. So we got a couple of passenger seats in the back. We got a controller, our oxygen. Looks like we have places. I'll see. I'm not sure. I was going to say maybe places for CPU cores, but I don't think that's a thing on this. Oh, I really dig this little LCD here on the back of the chair. That's cool. It's got the like a little jetliner pilot symbol there. That's very cool. Very cool. A couple nice LCDs over here about the generator. Hull shield generator on. Yeah, very cool. Got O2, looks like a cargo box over on that side, another cargo box, armor locker, targeting LCD over there, fridge up in the ceiling area. Like the arrows and all the decals and stuff across the floors and the vents. Yeah, it looks very very nicely done inside. And then this goes immediately to that. I'm pretty sure this is an armored cockpit. Thought it was by looking at the glass. Yeah, definitely armored. 1800 hit point cockpit. Probably, well, besides maybe some of the large thrusters, probably the strongest part of the ship. When you go to your average block strength, even on like hardened steel like this has on the front. Let me adjust the lighting again. There's a dramatic difference, like hardened steel on this wedge shape here. 162 hit points, and then you got 1800 hit points on the cockpit behind there. It makes it really hard for an author to build a combat CV and not use a prefab cockpit. The glass is even the armored version of the glass is like similar hit points to what these blocks are, and then you've got like this piece, which is like insanely higher hit points for an SV. Which is going to help keep that pilot safer for sure, especially that double layer, a little bit of deflection here. Like if you do get popped right in the front end here with a rocket or something that hits pretty good, it'll likely not even carry through to damage this, at least the first hit or two. It might, and then later on that could actually withstand some of those hits, which is really, really cool here. Yeah, very nice SV. A pretty big SV. I'm trying to guess the size class. I'm going to say size class 5, just randomly guessing. Let's look at some numbers, see how close I was. I was way off. Oh my gosh. I guess I'm, yeah, I guess I can't identify size class very well at all. So this thing really scoots here too. Now this is vanilla, so things do move faster in vanilla. But 266 forward, 57 strafing. 100 ms lift, 174 reverse, and 50 down. And if you're looking at the roll, yaw, and pitch, they're pretty good numbers as well. This thing rolls very quickly. And it's running 4 plasma guns. Oh, okay, so I thought it had 8 plasma. So half of those were rails. So 4 plasma, 4 rail, and a detector. 7 fuel tanks, 10 oxygen tanks. 2 hour and 37 minute build time. Is going to require some estrium and zecosium in the build, which is kind of a give me for any kind of combat oriented creation with weapons on it, or well, more sophisticated weapons at least. CPU wise, it is a tier 4. It's using 76,000 out of 100,000 in vanilla, so everything is great there. It does have a shield in here. Yeah, it does even have some RCS in here. Very cool. And it looks like, you know, if you did bring this into Reforge Eden, I'd have to see what the numbers are on Reforge Eden. I don't think this would be too far off for like a Core 9 build in Reforge Eden either. But yeah, you definitely have a place to put a legit long-range radar right up over there too, which would be a cool thing too in RE. Again, love how these guns are hanging down here from the wings. So again, this is the S-3A Cornex by TiberiumLiquid. For vanilla. Very, very cool creation, or SV here. Fighter SV. So the next one, pretty wild design going on here. I couldn't pass this one up. This is the, I'm kind of out of order with my list here. This is Christine's Fury by Quadraphonic. And this is definitely modeled around, I would say, like somewhere between a 55 and 57 Chevy with a blower on it. Oh, look at these headlights. I'm going to start at the front end here, but I got to say, this front end looks really cool. With the way the blocks and parts were done here with this, it looks like you've got your, your front grille, and you'd have your radiator back there. And look at these headlights. Oh, that looks sharp. Just got to study this a little bit, see what's going on in this mechanism here. These are LCDs, aren't they? They are LCDs. Oh, that's slick. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I was like, how did the author get such a nice lit round area like that, well, nice and smooth and stuff? And I was like, the only block I know that could do something like this is Xeno, but that wouldn't make any sense because this is like a half block in here with its depth. But no, that's actually LCDs. Oh, really good idea there. That looks great. And look at this other LCD here doing like the this hood emblem there, and then down below it here as well. Oh, that's cool. And then of course the license plate going on here. Well, that's a weird effect I'm seeing. It's like I'm looking through the LCD to another LCD. Oh, that's different. What is going on there? But it's really cool though. Is that like the sun? Sunshine State or something? I don't know. That is wild. It's a pretty wild optical illusion there. Huh. Love seeing the innovation on these different creations here. So obviously, look at that. So side thrusters. You can see there's a lot of embedded turrets in here too, trying to keep the body smooth. But it looks like it would literally be legit for gameplay, at least with defense so far. And a whole lot of turrets, actually. Look at the whole top of it, too. That's like another 6 there. And there's even some little sentry guns that are embedded in here that are retractable as well. Like this the side area here, too. That lines up really nice. And the hood scoop. That's just cool. Oh, look at that. There's a little LCD for like the blower intakes on there, too. Or supercharger or something. Very cool looking creation here. And this is like a pretty good sized CV too. I wouldn't say it's huge CV, but a pretty good sized CV. We got a license plate on the back as well. Like the trim going along here. Look at the taillights done in that round pattern, which would be similar to what the original car would have. Yeah, that's cool. That's neat looking. It almost looks like it could be like, well, because it doesn't have the wheel wells and stuff, it almost looks like it could be like a, and one of those, those bumper car places too. Like it's just would look like it. You have one of those things that grab the electricity from the top there. But anyway, very, very cool. You don't see stuff like this often. In fact, I can't say I've seen anything quite like this on the workshop before. It's really cool. So we got a hangar in here and a repair bay. Let me adjust the lighting a little bit here too. See what we look like. Well, maybe not on this one. Didn't see any lights in here. Look at this, the LCD stars across the ceiling. Now showing at the Starlight Drive-In Theater, John Carpenter's Christine. I have seen that movie. That was a cool movie. And look at all the like the movie artwork pictures over here too. That's wild. And yeah, so the hangar is kind of done up like a movie theater. That's so cool. Didn't expect that one. So and then we can walk through here. Looks like this goes down as well. So this would be a way out of the vehicle. Notice how it's a CV and I call it the vehicle. So it looks like we got a med bay right over here. Got a person on staff. Looks like we have all our specialized equipment and everything under the sun in here. Very cool. couple of these droids. No, they're just like mobile boxes or something. They're cool. It's the closest thing I could find to like a droid in the game, which I think would be a really nice deco option part in there. And then it looks like in here we have a production area. Oh, we got a pilot seat up there. No, not really. This is just an NPC up there. Looks like I believe these are advanced constructors. 2 advanced constructors are repair console, I believe. Teleporter in the corner. Nice. Armor locker and armor repair. So yeah, a lot of utility function right off from the hangar. And we come into here. We got, it looks like a number of storage controllers here. That is something I forgot to look at the last creation. I did not look at the storage. Oh no. I will do that before I move on. We'll look. And then we've now we're coming under the hood. Look at that. Look at this. It's got an engine. It's got an engine. Oh, it's even got like the exhaust manifolds here. Check that out. And it's like the part of the engine is the warp drive. Oh, look at that. It even has the fan on here. Oh, how cool is that? Another unexpected thing. Oh, that's just wild. Then we got our shield right over here is like the back part of the engine. The author was really did a bang up job on this. This is really cool. Using like these legit parts that you'd want in your creation and literally making an engine out of them that actually lines up to the hood scoop on the front here. Oh, that is wild. Totally unexpected. I gotta say, totally unexpected on this. So what's in the hot room over here? Looks like we've got our Wi-Fi, and then we've got some generators going along here. Looks like we just got some open area along the sides here of the vehicle. Some thrusters in here. Our detector. And pretty much the same going on here. It looks a little different though. A little different thruster action over there. We have a second floor in here too. Or it looks that way. Yeah, definitely we'd have to get up to the top side here. So this is all the engine compartment here. Did I miss an elevator? Yes, I did. Right in the middle of these 2 doors. So let's go up to this floor here. What we got going on here? That's a swimming pool, isn't it? Yep, I think so. I see the LCD for the water. Or no, actually force field in this case for the water. So I believe we have a swimming pool which has an overlook over the engine compartment. Then over here, oh yeah, crew area. Got some bathrooms, lockers, showers. Very cool. Didn't expect that either. I just don't know what you're gonna find in there. And then we're up to the bridge. And we got our pilot seat. It looks like some pretty pimp passenger seats in there, or luxurious, nice, comfortable, carpeted area here. Very cool. With yeah, you can see all the way around too. You can kind of. I don't see a rear view mirror though. Man, I can't talk today. Holy smokes. Yeah, but no, this is wild. What a cool creation. So unique to the norm, and great styling on the body and things like that. And that front end especially is like, yeah, it looks really good. And the engine and all this stuff. Well, anyway, let's look at some numbers here. So, unlock level 25, 47 forward, 22 strafing, 69 lift, 47 reverse, 47 down, 12 fuel tanks, 6 oxygen tanks, 6 hour and 14 minute build time. Does require some estrium and zacosium. Or, yes, 1603 on those. Got quite a few turrets on here, so a lot of minigun turrets. 8 of those, pulse laser turrets, rocket turrets, cannon turrets, sentry guns, drill module, laser. Interesting. 2 pulse lasers. So it's got some fixed weapons on here too. Where are they hiding at? I don't even know. Tell you what, let's check out some P menu options here. Well, I'm gonna look at let's look at the CPU as well. So yeah, it looks like it's a tier 3 vanilla creation right at the 1.5 million CPU. So the author tried to use everything they could at that CPU tier range. Obviously, if you added in 4 advanced CPU cores, you could take this up to 10 million CPU and even get more on there. But there's a lot of weaponry on here for that CPU tier, which I'm pretty surprised about, and it works too. So that is cool, and it does have a shield and it does have a warp drive. Let's look at your storage. So we got a glove box. We got the trunk center, the trunk right, the trunk left. Look at the little symbols in here too. Driver cup holder, passenger cup holder. Oh man. Fridge ingredients. So it looks like the glove box has 115K storage in it. And the trunk center, 320K. Trunk right and left, also 320Ks. The driver cup holder, 320K. And the passenger cup holder, 320K. Cute. That's, yeah, fun. Very fun creation. Just out of curiosity, this does have a lot of weapons on it too, so can't rule out its combat effectiveness here. And it kind of looks like it's built out of combat steel out of all this too. So at least on the front. Oh no, mixed material. So then we got some combat on the front. Go and do some hardened steel along the sides over here. And I think I've seen a steel block in there too, a regular steel block somewhere. Maybe I was mistaken on that. Oh, that could be on the trim. Gotta have the trim in there. Yeah, very, very, very cool creation. Again, this is Christine's Fury by Quadraphonic, kind of based on the Stephen King movie. Very, very cool. Definitely love that. Okay, back to you real quick. So sorry, I forgot to look at your storage. Let's look at your storage now. So, looks like we've got 5 of these boxes here. Looks like they're labeled to their exact size, so they're just boxes. That's your storage in there. Then we have an ammo controller at a little over 10K, and I think that's it. But this is a definitely more of a combat-focused SV, so it really just needs places to put ammo, and then it has some boxes for other things that you can bring around with you. Okay, very cool. Again, this was the S3A Cornex by TiberiumLiquid. All right, let me get out of here, and I am going to go to Reforged Eden now. So I have these set up over there, the rest of the creations. Got some, yeah, some really cool stuff there, though. I gotta say, that's just, it's fun looking at a lot of these. The inspirations and the innovations done on these creations. It's really fun to really fun to see, but it's also, because I build a lot of stuff too myself. It kind of expands ideas, you know, things that you may or may not look at doing in the future, or just even sometimes in block combinations or deco part arrangements or whatever it may be. Any kind of really cool creative ideas are, it's just good to know. Gives you, expands your capabilities as an author, and things that you add to your mental database of what you can do and not do in the game, or usually just do. We'll get the light on here. All right, so the next creation here. Now all these are going to be for Reforged Eden. The first one here is the Accolade by Artemis Rogue, and it's an interesting looking creation here. I believe this is a CV. It's a small one though. It looks like it's going to be kind of a more of a utility based CV of some origin or starter. But I love the styling on it. This front area here, that looks really, really cool. I love how these angled or these roundish corner blocks are around the deco piece. The deco piece has an LCD over it to change the look of the deco piece, to add in the caution plus this whole ring around it. That's really That looks really nice though too. The color accents on here are nice as well. the black, white, gray, and yellow accents, along with some caution tape and things like that. And cool looking LCD work here on the sides as well, giving it some more decorative pieces. And then off the back here, we've got the same thing, the far Arcolite. Yeah, that is cool. I don't think I've seen this this trick here done before. Putting an LCD over this deco part like that. That it looks really good though. And oh yeah, look at the top here. That's cool too. A big LCD for the landing pad. I think some of these, I think these are actual decals here, but this part over here is the LCD. JVI. That's cool. I like that. You got a nice round landing pad on the top there. It really goes with the aesthetics of the rest of the creation. Oh, I didn't even notice, too. It does have some blue texture lights in the mix here, too. Yeah, it looks good together. Yeah, quite a few colors and things involved in this. Looks like we got a spinny red light going on right over here on the sides as well. Very nice. All right, let me adjust the lighting. Let's get inside here, see what it's all about. Trying to figure out its exact function right now. Obviously, it's got a landing pad, and it looks like it would move around, but that's all I know so far, so let's find out more. So inside of here, looks like we've got, we walk into a, yeah, pretty much, I think this is a full medical bay, yep, with all our specialized pieces, small constructor, like the LCDs backing up the medical bay as well. And then we got another door over here. A lot of information, which is always good. Where are... Huh. So it talks about some upgrading of generators, rare ores. I didn't want to read the whole thing. I'm not the greatest reader in the world, but let's open up these doors behind here. Oh, look at that. We've got some business right behind here. I like how that's all sectioned off. Very clean. But then you got two generators, and we've got a shield in there. Looks like it's using the Reforged even smaller shield. Two of the 1x3 generators, or advanced generators, I believe they're called in there. And then we've got another, I'm going to go right up to the bridge here. We got, yeah, O2 and the straight up medical bay here. And, yeah, right out the front here. So, we got a controller in here, too. About 305K on storage. Did have the shower in there, too. So, yeah, just kind of a utility a vehicle with some upgrade potential, it looks like. Talking about to acquire rare ores. Seek out different things. That's cool. So kind of like I'm guessing more of a starter kind of CV. Gets you up out in space there. Does have a warp drive back there. I think it. Seen the shield. Yeah, warp drive right behind it. Okay, yeah, warp capable. Has a shield as well. Might have some sneaky retractables in here, and it does. Oh, that's weird. Wait a minute. What are we looking at here? Oh, those are sentry guns. Okay, I was like, oh, the retractable can't come up because that would be in the way. But no, those are sentry guns. Okay, I get it. Let's, I want to get the weapons out here. And we'll take a look at some numbers here as well. So, start with unlock level 12. Okay, definitely starter category creation here. 56 forward, 28 strafing, 56 lift, 23 reverse, 28 down, 2 fuel tanks, 1 oxygen tank, 2 hour and 5 minute build time. Doesn't look like it requires any rares at all. So very inexpensive starter CV. And that's kind of what I was getting the gist of going through it. It looks like it's just to business here. It's got a place to dock creation or two on the top, and then heal you up and have some storage and have some defense. Oh, look at all of that. There's a lot of these little sentry guns on here. Wow, look at that. They're everywhere. That's cool. So yeah, kind of like a 360-degree protection against drones and things like that. And that's something I really got to look into is how effective these are against drones. I got to assume they are because this author who does a lot of CV combat and testing tends to be going with a lot of his more recent creations using these. So I got to assume that for drones, they are quite effective, especially numbered the way they are. And they're very inexpensive CPU-wise as well. Use just standard cheap ammo too. Speaking of that, okay, let's look at the storage on here. So we got an ammo box, good old traditional ammo box, 14K. We got a harvest controller at 305K, so that's what that was. And it was talking about harvesting with this as well. So I believe this is set up to add some kind of harvesting package here. I'm not exactly sure how that plays out quite yet. I'd have to read all that information. I'm sure it tells me, but yeah, you know, reading and stuff. Cool looking LCD on the back too. I like the artistic design to this. Yeah, really cool starter CV with kind of a different way of doing it, and it's looks like it'd be quite effective, and it's very, very stylish too, and inexpensive. So yeah, again, awesome work here on this. This is the Accolade by Artemis Rogue. Very cool creation. So the next one here, we got our Jolly Brit here. This is none other than Spans himself. And hold on. I really feel compelled. I want to get a Spans block out. If you don't know what a Spans block is, I haven't brought this up in a long time. This block here, this is the Spans block. Just wanted to tell you that. Basically, a long time ago, Spans was looking at one of my creations kind of on a stream, and I had some other block in a place, and he was like, why don't you use this block? It would fit the edges better and look better. And I did, and he was totally right. And ever since then, I called that the Spans block. So if you want to know the history on that, he calls it the J. Randall block. So I call it the Spans block because he's the one who was like, hey, why don't you try this block out? I'm like, oh yeah, that actually works really well. Well, anyway, back to this really cool looking ship here. This is the RF02 Corvus by Spans, and a new looks like these miners. Hold on. No, these are laser cannons. Okay. Just wanted to. It's important because they look very, very similar, but it would really change the functionality of the ship. So this looks like it is another combat-oriented CV, especially when you see some big old artillery launchers back over here. We got our spotlights. Cool looking ship. Like the design of it. It's got kind of a lot of things going on in here. So the front is kind of like this area. I like this center section here with the curvy piece coming up into probably a long range radar in this case. And cool looking block work and texturing all throughout. Looks like we've got some open turret positions in various locations as well. Yeah, cool looking side thruster. I like how these thrusters are kind of pushed into the creation a little bit with this cool looking trim ring around it, and kind of like a double layered trim ring as well, kind of like the inner and outer layer on it. And the color fluctuation between going with the darker grays right here, and then going into the the orangish color on the edges. That looks pretty cool. I like that. And, kind of an orange stripe over here as well. And oh yeah, we got some sentry guns over here as well. Quite a few of them. I might be behind the times here on the uses of these sentry guns. I really haven't used them very much at all on any recent creations, at least. Like the landing gear here, some deco piping on the bottom side there. There's a lot to see. It keeps on changing. Like every area of the ship is a little different than the next area, but it all fits together and to make a really detailed looking ship as a whole. It's Definitely like that. Kind of like this, again, this like area in the center here that's like different from the back and different from the front, and yeah, it's cool. You could tell it wasn't a lot of copy and paste or anything like that. Everything's pretty much original going throughout the ship here with the blocks and everything. That is cool. Oh yeah, and these decal pieces kind of embedded in the hull on the sides over there too, accenting. We got some texture lights on the sides over there and on the back area. Yeah, cool looking ship. Alright, well anyway, let's find a entry location here. I haven't come across that yet, but I guess I was looking at the body. Oh, we got some solar on here too. Oh, those are sneaky. There we go. Well, let's come up right through here. I think I mistriggered the thing. So let me get close and we'll do this again. Let me adjust the lighting here real quick too. Try something like that. See how it works out. Yeah, nice use of the fancy new ramps. I definitely like these ramps. I wish they didn't take up so much darn space though. But it's just the nature of how they're built there. But they do look good. So into the hangar here. This is a sharp looking hangar. I love the color accents in here and the lighting. And looks like we've got some big part placements right along the hangar behind some armored glass as well. Like the display of the cargo boxes over here. This is probably my favorite cargo box. Well, one of two. There's another one I like a lot too. Different colors on the cargo boxes. And back over here, looks like we got access to some small shield parts and our big advanced generators. Let's see if we got the same thing going on this side. Probably, okay. I would say the way this is set up, it kind of looks like we have additional locations to add more small shield parts here as well. You can bring these, well, there's two varieties. There's the capacitor or the bank and the chargers, usually what I call them. But it looks like you can max those out in here. You can add in another 4 small shield pieces in there if you remove those pipe parts. Kind of looks like it was intended to do that if you're going to upgrade it. So coming down in this, I like how this kind of walks down from the hangar over here. That's cool. Nice looking area over here. Looks like we got a location to add another quantum, a couple quantums, or auxiliary cores. Some crew members in here as well, doing their job, keeping everything maintained. And over here we got our warp drive, and I think we've seen our pentaxi tank kind of right above there as well. Nice display for that too. Again, kind of shielded off from the inner creation by armored glass and things like that around here. So that's a good idea. In case that gets blown up, it won't like devastate the interior, especially in this area where it has your CPU core blocks and potential upgrade like quantum or auxiliary blocks. And I'm sure there's no player out there that wants to have those blown up at all. So yeah, it's a good idea there. So we got, it looks like O2 right around this elevator here. We've got a ladder. Where's that go? More utility function around here. We got our armor lockers and armor repair. Oh, holy smokes. There's more small shield parts over here. How many small? I thought it was 4 each that you could put in a creation. Or maybe it just does have all them. Okay, it's only on that side though. So yeah, it's just asymmetrically done in places. So honestly, I dare say I was wrong on removing the pipes to add more small shield parts there, because I think the ship is already maxing those out, and it has another location over here for them. And then we got our looks like our shield right behind here. Again, it's sectioned off by armored glass. Our elevator. What's behind this door? Oh, holy smokes! Got a pretty spiffy crew area here. I got all the stuff. Got the bathrooms, the beds, the chill out area here, the television. Yeah, nice looking room. Didn't expect that. I didn't think it. Well, you know, it's a pretty good sized ship actually. And over here we got our, looks like our full medical bay. Yeah, a lot of utility right off from the hangar in all these areas. So pretty much, except for piloting the ship, which I haven't been to yet, looks like all your function is really close right next to the hangar there. And we have another crew area over here. Very, very cool. Let's go up the elevator. And it looks like we are, it goes up further, but we are to the main bridge, I would say. And we got a teleporter right over here. Very nice. I like the elevated bridge or the pilot position here. And you got crew members along the sides all around here. Quite a few NPCs in the ship. It's got to add a little bit more CPU as well. Cool looking glass around this area. I like the lighting too. It's unique. You're seeing some different colored lights and a little bit of yellow and a little bit of blue and a little bit of white or grays. Just kind of, it looks all good together though, the way the lights are placed and things like that. Oh, and then right back from the bridge we have our production area. So a couple advanced constructors, a couple of small constructors, and you can see down into the crew area and also into the hangar area through a window here. Window on the top of the ship above there too. Yeah, nice section here. So what is up at the top? Okay, so this is just quick in and out of the ship. Makes sense. Drone deployment, or if you're out playing the game, it's just really handy to be able to get into the ship from different angles, especially from the top side, so you can hop down here and jump in the pilot seat in case some combat vessel starts shooting at you when you're looting a POI or something like that. Yeah, very, very cool ship here. I like it. Okay, let me turn on the lights again. I just want to inspect a couple last little details here. Let's see what your hull is made out of. Looks like we're running steel here, so this is probably more of a shield based. It's got some defenses though. It had a lot of that armored glass in here too. Oh, and yeah, it's actually pretty thick up here, I would say. So I'm flying in places that I'm not supposed to be going, but you can kind of see that it's bulked up in this general location. I don't know if it's going past steel though. That is something I don't know. I haven't seen any like hardened steel, combat steel, Xeno or anything like that in here. So, but maybe I spoke too soon. No, those are steel blocks too. But anyway, it does have some bulk defense on the front area of the ship as well. Plus shielding, and it looks like it's sporting a full range of small shield parts stock. So let's take a look at the numbers here. Unlock level 25, size class 4, 52 forward, 40 strafing, 40 lift, 26 reverse, 26 down, 8 fuel tanks, 3 oxygen tanks, 17 hour and 19 minute build time. Combat oriented CVs are going to be used in Estrium and Zacosium, so it does use that. Would expect it to. 17 hour and 19 minute build time. I think I said that already. CPU wise, we are right at our Core 9. So 2.1 million CPU, and that's pretty cool considering the shield that's in here too. So your stock shield, obviously this would be probably be balanced between charging and banks, but it's at 22,000, just about 23,000 on shield, and it should recharge faster than normal as well. So that's great for combat excursions and doing some good damage to some miscellaneous or whatever you're attacking out there. There's a lot of things to shoot at for sure. Yeah, it's cool. So we've got our shield taker downers for combat, and it looks like we can add some more guns there as well. And then we've got our hard hitters, the artillery turrets back over here. And then some miscellaneous turrets throughout the ship too. It looks like the turrets on here, from what I can tell, would be more focused around drone defense, as they're not real big hull hitters or shield hitters on here. But yeah, you only have so much CPU to work with, and it uses all of it, which is really, really cool. So storage-wise, what do you got in you for storage? So we got an ammo controller at... yeah, ammo controller. Sorry about that. at 256K. Two of them. No, one's 280. Okay, so we've got, well, yeah, like 550K ammo storage, which is really, really great. You can really load this thing up with a lot of ammunition. I'm not seeing any other main controllers, though, but some cargo boxes and things like that. But, yeah, pretty much just really focused around combat. Doesn't have a whole lot of other bulk storage in it. I mean, you can put anything in an ammo controller, though. It doesn't have to be ammunition, so you can store cargo and other things in there too. So it's kind of it makes good sense the way the author did it there. But it's not really focused on moving a lot of goods. It's focused on blowing up stuff. So very, very cool. Again, this is the man, my list is out of order. I apologize. Every time I look for a ship name, everything is messed up because I didn't replace the my list with the vanilla creations and I moved to a different thing. So this is the RF02 Corvus by Spans. Again, very, very cool ship here. So the next one, that's a pretty interesting looking design, I gotta say here. This is the Stratos Corsair by Filbert Farmer. And I'm not exactly sure if this is a combat-oriented CV or not, but it is certainly a cool one. It might be. It might be a combat. It kind of looks like it might be. I'm seeing more and more guns and launchers and things the further back I go here. But look at this crazy design on here. That is definitely gives you that Star Wars vibe, but kind of a not necessarily either because it's a little different. It's got the wedge-shaped Star Wars design and with the insert in the middle. So this certainly a kind of a something I would think of Star Wars on, Star Destroyers and things like that. But this front area, that's really wild. It's got like this, I don't know, this hammer kind of thing on the front here. Hammerhead kind of thing. That is cool. Interesting color design on here too, where it's kind of going into this gray and just the way it's painted, occasional like accents in here, and some pretty interesting painted lines on here as well. That is wild. So this wedge angle for, is that a 22.5? Or are we getting into structural frame blocks? I don't think that's structural frame blocks. Here, let me, oh, it is. Look at that. These are structural frame blocks. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I thought the angle looked a little too sharp to be a traditional hull design here. And it is. But I don't see the little lines in everywhere that I thought was automatic. So that is very cool. I get it now. Oh, cool. So structural frame blocks. If you're not familiar with those, if you look in the block selection and things in Reforge Eden, you will see those. And there's a whole set of them to do angles at a 1-to-3 ratio angle or beyond 22.5 on which the standard blocks can do. And that's why we're getting such a nice sharp wedge piece in here. The thing that was throwing me off is the last time I looked at these, they had automatic like lines around the shape of the structural frame blocks, and these didn't look like it. They don't have the lines, so I thought these were regular blocks, but they're not. They're structural frame blocks. That's really cool. It looks like they were been upgraded a little bit or kind of improved in the way they were set up, because now they blend in perfectly with the hull of the ship. One last thing, if that was done, let's see, what do we got for custom colors here? Don't mind me, I'm going to screw with your ship, Filbert. I just wanted to see if I could paint a different color. No, okay, they still don't paint right. So Filbert had to use stock palette colors to paint these. I was just kind of curious about that. I was really hoping I would probably get into using these a lot more often if you could use custom colors with them, because that can be really problematic if you're forced to just use the stock palette colors, which I don't use really any creation willingly. I did on the Poseidon, but that's because I had to on the hull. Anyway, very cool looking ship here. I definitely like this. Look at these thrusters in here too. That's a cool looking design setup there. Very, yeah, this wedge shape really comes through here. A lot of detail going on. Look at the bottom side here too. That's a interesting looking block formation there. That's cool. It's kind of like hanging down like they're like some kind of like, I don't know, cargo pods. But I believe what they actually are is turret mount positions. I'm saying. And they probably look like they're set up to angle out this direction by the V or the arrow pointing that way. So a whole bunch of them along the bottom side of the ship here. So obviously, whatever weaponry it has stock, it looks like it is definitely intended to update that, or you could expand on that, make it a little more and more lethal. But you're probably going to need more CPU, of course, to do that. Oh yeah, look at the fake out over here. These aren't real, are they? No. Yeah, that's what I thought. Look at that. It's all set up for a barrage of at least 6 launchers here on the top side, but they just got antennas in there right now, so that's a definite area for upgrading as well. And this is really interesting. It's got this whole shape here. You got this big wedge, and then it kind of drops down in the center area, right in front of like the bridge, with looks like your landing pad for some SVs or something in here. And we've got some elevators, some of these fancy new RE elevators in here too. Interesting. All right, get out of God mode. I'm gonna hop on one of these. So cool. Alright, I just had to do that. I just want to see those elevators. I got to ride the elevators. It's one of those things. When I was a kid, I did the same thing. Like downtown, there was the first like 30-story building that was built and had a glass elevator on it. And I took my bicycle down there and a couple friends, and we would like ride up and down the glass elevator and leap when it started going down. And yeah, it was a good time. So just got to ride those elevators. So yeah, as soon as we walk into the ship here, let me adjust the lighting. I get a little sidetracked here, some of this stuff. So as soon as we take an elevator down into the ship, oh, it's so cool. Looks like we've got some utility function right over here. So we've got some CPU blocks and medical bay. We got a gravity generator. Cool looking staircases going up on either side over there. Let me get back into God mode just so I move around a little faster here. And kind of like a production area over here. It looks like we got places for a bunch more constructors or deconstructors. Access out to the front of the ship here. Oh, we got a blast door protection here. Might have some kind of P menu option to bring in the blast doors, which is really cool as well. We got our main shield up in this room here. I love the catwalk going around the top of that. And we got some, looks like some crew areas here. Small, but realistic. I like that. Yeah, nice wood grain floor in here. Some beds, shower, toilet. What more do you want? No TV for you guys. Sorry. Go to work. No, I'm kidding. All right. This is cool over here too. I like the catwalk going around the shield. And let's see, coming into here, looks like we've got a utility area. O2 armor lockers, and our med bay. Oh, this keeps on going forward. Holy smokes! Uh-oh, that's looking kind of scary down that way. Where are we? I'm getting lost now, even though I went in a straight line. It's pretty hard to. Oh, okay. Oh, check that out. I see what. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize there was a ladder at the front. Now, one thing, when I parked this ship, it kind of messed with me. I didn't quite understand what was going on. I wasn't really looking at the front when I hopped in there and I parked it, and then I thought I was like down, but the landing gear like didn't connect, right? And then I'm looking at the bottom, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm like this far off the ground. I'm like, uh-oh, is there a new landing bug? And now I figured out what's actually going on. So we had, obviously, this part here that comes right down to the ground there. But to keep it hovering, and level across here, what the author did is put in some blast doors here that would, I'm sure, if I open these up, they would go exactly down to the ground where it is, which is really cool because they stay invisible, but they count as collision. So it's kind of like adding like some hover engines to keep everything level when you land, even though that's the only part of the ship that physically looks like it's touching the ground. So I thought this was a pretty slick idea here. I've seen it before, but it's just the way it's done. I thought it was really neat. And literally, you do not have to retract these to land. It'll stay level like that, and you can get in the ship from the ground on that front piece, and the whole thing is like stays off the ground a little bit. So yeah, that is just cool stuff there, I gotta say. All right, so I'm gonna try to resume where I was. I've been getting sidetracked a lot on these. Kind of excited on some of these builds. I think I went to a place, some upgrade slot I found here. Yeah, big upgrade slot. Looks like a place to put, gosh, I'm not even sure. Another generator? I think a generator, or I don't know. I don't know on that one. If it was 6 blocks long, it would be a generator. Alright, so I got to get reoriented on where I was and where I'm going here. Okay, so we went to the front. I think we walked around this area. Obviously, yeah, quite a few upgrades. Kind of wondering if somewhere in the ship we're going to find a information LCD as well, kind of explaining some of this. That's really slick, though. I've never seen a ship where you can board it quite like this. This is just different. That is just cool. It's just the stance of the ship is really cool. The way it kind of hovers there like that. Again, that would remind me of something you'd see in Star Wars. They definitely have that technology in Star Wars. Alright, so let's go across this whole landing area here and into the back part of the ship here. So it looks like we've got a big old hangar door there and an interior hangar as well, accessible by that landing area. Oh, that's cool. I didn't expect that either. Yeah, pretty good sized landing area in here. Keeps your whatever you park in there kind of away from the outside. And it looks like we've got some medium shield part upgrade slots running all along here. And a big piece here. Oh, wow. So that looks like, let's see, 4 blocks. That would be a large shield part upgrade. Large and medium. And small over on the other side here. So yeah, totally looks like it's really ready to add a lot more stuff to this ship to increase its shield, its combat, all that fun stuff. And then this loops back around. I know we've seen this area before, or have we? Yeah, we've seen the constructors. Yeah, we've been there. So let's see what's back here. Yeah, just some storage controllers back into that hangar. And we can walk through this area as well. Looks like we've got some more medium shield part upgrade locations here. You can kind of see how these how the blockwork's sort of designed to fit those in here. And I have a feeling I know why some of these labels here, you can see where it's all decaled nicely, and then over here it's just like it kind of like half does it. I know why. I had the same problem with the Poseidon because I used those structural frame blocks. You could not paint them you can't like put the decals or paint them right or texture them or anything like that. So it's pretty much you just have to deal with it. And I had to as well on that creation. I had the same thing going on where I so wanted to paint this stuff, but because of the hull blocks, I could not do it. Cool looking angled formation up in the corners here too. That's a pretty neat looking pattern. That's done with traditional decals there. That's cool. All right, so we're in here. Let's what's this door go to? CPU. Yeah, with all these shields and parts and guns and things you can put on here, it's definitely going to want some quantum auxiliary cores, hamster cores if you're playing on the Anvil server. And then we got some elevator, or a elevator. Oh, it's kind of asymmetrically done here. So let's go up this one. Oh, it's a ladder. Never mind. It's not an elevator, it's a ladder. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the elevators myself. They're practical because staircases take up a lot more space. But yeah, it's kind of an alternative idea that you can definitely do is run some ladders there. It's kind of like a dual ladder on this one side here. So we're right up to the bridge area here, and we got our pilot seat, couple passenger seats over there, and kind of a nice, actually quite a few passenger seats if you count these more deluxe chairs over here, and a little bit of utility function. And then we're kind of, another access area from the back over here as well. Top right into the bridge area of the ship. Yeah, really cool ship. Love that design work on there, and that aggressive wedge shape. Just cool landing on it too. Just very, very unique. Like what the author did again with the paint job on it too. It's just obviously you can't texture any of these structural frame blocks, so all you can really do is use stock palette colors and paint them. And the author did try to get as much looks out of them as he can with what's available to use. So yeah, very, very cool here. Let's take a look at some numbers. So to start with, I guess we kind of looked at CPU there already. So we're size class 9. 33 forward, 16 strafing, 39 lift, 25 down, 32 reverse, unlock level 25, 15 fuel tanks, 8 oxygen tanks, 24-hour and 9-minute build time. It is going to use a fair amount of estrium and zacosium, but that's to be expected on any kind of combat creation. CPU-wise, I think we've seen this already, so we're just pretty much exactly at 2.1 million CPU, slightly over, but that is not going to make any difference. I don't even think that will take down a point of a percentage in your overall output. That is very tight to 2.1 million CPU. Storage-wise, we have, let's see, we've got an ammo controller. Looks like 2 ammo controllers at 320K a piece. Oh, the rest are labeled here. Very nice. So 640 cargo, 320 cargo, a couple 150K cargos, and a harvest box on here at 320K as well. And then quite a few boxes, and all labeled very nicely. Captain's fridge and stuff like that. Trade goods 1 through 4. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Yeah, well done. Looks like a fun ship to use in game there. And speaking of upgrades too, totally, I guess I didn't look at the back very much here, but it looks like we got a couple XL thruster upgrade locations in here too. I'm pretty sure this would be meant to, yep, yeah, look at that open space back over here. So you can definitely upgrade your forward thrust on here. There could be other thruster upgrades throughout the ship too. I'm not necessarily seeing them, unless there's something on the bottom side though. Oh, look at that. This is where some of the strafing thrust is. Kind of on the interior area. Kind of tucked underneath there. Yeah, very cool. Now, obviously, you can add a lot of launchers to this. A lot of turrets in different places. Yeah, very nice ship. Again, this is the Stratos Corsair by Filbert Farmer. Very nice, very nice. Love that bridge, too. That bridge looks really cool up there, overlooking that landing pad with the Reforged Eden elevators in there. Very cool. All right, so the last creation, this is number 7th on this video. I didn't realize this was in new releases. I just happened to come across it right before doing the video here. And this is by that author that rarely ever sleeps. This is by Entei, and this is the Haro MK3. Or Harrow, SV, I would definitely say. And this is a really, really cool looking SB, I gotta say. I love the paint job on it. It's got that military look. It really does. It's got kind of that green military green, but it's got some green military green. You love how I say words, right? And then we've got some darker areas in there too. But yeah, that looks really, really neat. Look at the shaping on this thing. This front like intake area here, that looks really cool. Kind of sitting up on the sides of the cockpit area. Then we've got some turrets all throughout here. We got some launchers, quite a few launchers actually. If you look at all of them out in this area, another turret down over there as well. Yeah, wow, 7 launchers per side of different types. Yeah, really looks nice. Really, really looks nice. We got some wing pieces kind of embedded into the blockwork in parts of the hull as well, just to mix that up a little bit, which looks really, really cool. Again, a lot of detail. Our long-range radar, wow, look at all that down thrust. And strafing thrust. Yeah, this has a lot of thrusters on it too. Look at all this back over here. And our forward thrust. And yeah, there's a lot of big thrusters in this ship. It's pretty big, but it looks like it would scoot. Yeah, really cool, man. I don't even know what to say here. I haven't seen a craft that really looks much like this, but I think this looks really, really cool the way it's set up and designed. It looks like some really expensive marine combat transport thing. I don't know if it does any transporting, but it certainly has a big barrage of weapons on it for taking down POIs and things like that. I wouldn't doubt this has some shielding in it too. I'm pretty sure it probably does here. Look at all the intricate block work and detail, like everywhere you look. There's just literally no place you can look at and be like, oh, you could have maybe added this or that there. It's already been done, so don't even bother trying to think of things like that. This is Ente here. He does very, very detailed creations. Yeah, very cool. Wow, look at that. So that kind of like sits up over the back area, and all your landing gear are kind of out on these areas. Yeah, very cool ship. All right. Well, anyway, let's get inside here and see what makes this thing tick here. Well, I think we kind of know it. It's meant to shoot stuff up, I'm pretty sure. Let's get in this area here. I guess I'm gonna rev the lighting up a little bit more in here. All right. So it looks like we've got oh, that's a legit pilot seat, isn't it? So constructor, we got a trauma station, armor locker. Ooh, we've got some, what are these, auxes? Is that what these are? They are. So it looks like we have 6 auxiliary cores in here. Our main CPU core, taxi tank right above there. We've got a shield. No, that's a cargo extension. The shield's part of this piece over here. There's a lot in here. In this little like cabin area. Oh, another aux core on either side. So 8 aux cores, some cargo controllers, small shield parts in there. We got a O2 dispenser right over there. We'll have to take a look at the shield on this too. Looks like it's running a lot of shield parts embedded in here. And of course we got our passenger seats too. I like how those are done. They're kind of like elevated up, and yeah, kind of like sit up at that area. Wow, this area is, I mean, there's a lot here in this. It looks like this is the full interior of the ship, but it is packed with stuff everywhere. Holy smokes. That's cool. That is very cool. And then you get in right from the back side. You can do some things here. I just want to take a look at its hull material as well. See what we got. Oh, combat steel across the front here. Oh, and hardened steel. Yep. Looks like the author fully supported mixed materials as well. strengthening up in places that you would try to anticipate the most amount of damage being done in combat if your shield goes down. And then other areas of the ship are using different blocks to keep it lighter weight. But it looks like it's, besides the combat steel, and it's got a kind of a mix of hardened steel and combat steel from what I'm seeing. I haven't seen anything go down to, well, not necessarily. Like these over here, I think are regular steel. So, yeah, mixed material hull, which is really cool. It takes a lot of extra time and effort to do those kinds of things. But you know, if you're going for perfection, you'd really want to investigate that, especially in Reforged Eden. It is difficult to move heavier creations in Reforged Eden and stay within any kind of happy CPU limits. So you got to try to lessen the weight where you can and strengthen it where you can as well. All right, so let's take a look at some numbers here. So start with, we are hitting the wrong buttons. Let me try that again. Okay, start with, second time, we are size class 2, unlock level 20, 42 forward, 37 strafing, 59 lift, 31 reverse, 34 down, 18 fuel tanks, 4 oxygen tanks, a lot of fuel in this, 7 hour and 34 minute build time. Of course, it's going to use some Estrium and Zecosium, again a combat-oriented ship. And it is running the 8 auxiliary CPU cores here. So obviously the CPU, it's within CPU bounds, but with 8 auxes, it would be it's a lot higher CPU creation than a lot of the other ones that we looked at. So it's going to cost you some auxiliary cores for this creation, but it looks like it's pretty capable at doing what it was meant to do, and that is blow stuff up. So yeah, heavy shield in here. We've got 8 rail guns, 6 heavy laser cannons, miscellaneous other turrets and weapons. I'm kind of at the wrong area to look at that. 2 positron beam turrets, 5 plasma turrets, 4 minigun turrets, plus the heavy laser cannons, the rail guns, the Gatling cannon, and it does have long range radar as well. Shield wise, it looks like it comes stock at 83, 85 on shield, which is pretty good for a SV. Quite a lot of shield on that. And there's all your ammo you would need. Open exit. Got a 1P menu option here. Assume that would open up this ramp door down over here. Not sure. Yeah, really cool high-end combat-oriented SV. Very cool looks on that, and it looks like it's quite capable and pretty quick. I mean, it's got a lot of thrusters in here, of course, but it's a heavier hull. You know, using some combat steel and definitely some hardened steel, and who knows what else. But it's definitely a combat ship. Very cool design here. Again, this is the Haro MK3 by Entei. Very, very nice. And that does it for this week's look at the workshop. Really, really cool creations. Again, quite a variety of different designs and ideas, and again, a lot of innovation in these creations. Just seeing stuff you haven't really seen before, and got a hats off to all the authors that make all these wonderful creations and put them up on the workshop for everyone to use. Very, very cool. Very cool. And with that being said, you all have yourself a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you later.